In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create the true height line and the walls and floor line for a 2-point perspective. And so before we do that, I'm going to orient you quickly back to the floor plan that we're going to be using. Now on this floor plan, you can see here, we're going to be standing here and looking into this corner. And so the line that's created where those two walls intersect is of course the true height line. And that's the only thing in this drawing that's going to be to scale, and that's what we're going to use to measure later. So remember, on the true height line here, we're going to have the vanishing point on the left side, and it's going to come out this amount of feet. And so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So there's going to be an 18-foot wall to the left of that true height line. And this, if we count, is going to be 25 feet. So there's going to be a 25-foot wall to the right of that true height line. And so that's our floor plan. We have our locations of our vanishing points already established. And again, because we're looking into this corner here, we're going to have that true height line right there. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is make sure that on our drafting surface, we've got an overlay of 18 by 24 vellum, and that's what you're seeing here. I also have a pencil, my T-square, and my triangle as well. I'm going to need a scale ruler too, and I'm going to use my long ruler throughout this process also. Now I'm going to begin by creating a perfectly straight horizontal line kind of in the bottom third of my vellum right here. I'm going to draw it. And you might be able to see I've got some guidelines already drawn on my vellum just to make sure that this grid that I'm going to create is going to fit. And so that's going to be the horizontal line that extends out from the left and right side of my true height line, which is right here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw a line up from about the middle but slightly to the left of the center of my paper, because remember, if you look at our floor plan, we're going to have a shorter wall to this side of the true height line and a longer wall on that side. So we're going to need a little bit more room on this side of the paper. So with my line, I'm going to draw just a guideline up, and I'm going to fade it out towards the top because I have to draw this to scale. Now remember, this drawing, this grid that we're going to create, is to 3/8 inch scale. And so we can go ahead and use our 3/8 inch scale ruler right here. And I'm going to put the 0 at the very bottom where that line that I just drew intersects the horizontal line. And so I'm going to put tick marks every foot along that true height line until I hit 10 feet. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now on your scale ruler, you can see that there's notches coming from the 3/8 inch scale going this way and the ones from the 3/4 inch going that way. And there's actually two 10s right next to each other. One is from the 3/4 inch scale side and one is from the 3/8 inch scale side. So if your ruler looks like mine, and it's probably very similar, go ahead and make sure you're using the top 10, which is smaller, and that's going to be the one that relates to the 3/8 inch scale. So we've already got our true height line created right there. And so then the next thing we're going to do is create notches on the line that extended from the bottom of our true height line all the way out to indicate the locations of the feet. And so we're going to put 25 tick marks here and 18 tick marks here. And that's going to help us establish where our vanishing points are. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and find where my 25-foot mark is right here. And I'm actually counting backwards. And it's important when you're drawing these tick marks to get kind of right on top of that line. I'm trying to get as close as I can without getting my head in the way, but you might have to get a little bit closer to make sure that the tick marks that you're drawing are exactly at the 1 foot increments on the 3/8 inch scale ruler. Otherwise, your resulting grid might become a little bit distorted. Okay, so that's 25 feet there. There's a tick line at every foot increment, and then we're going to do 18 over here. So I'm going to put my 0 at that intersection point, and then a tick mark every foot. Perfect. Okay, so then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to locate our vanishing points. Now we know that they are right here and here on the left and right extents of that horizontal line, but we know that they're going to be 5 feet up on the horizon line. So let's go ahead and draw the horizon line first. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet up on the true height line, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line right there. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to place my vanishing points. So I'm going to go to the 25 feet out on that horizontal line, up right there. And that's going to be the location of my right vanishing point. My left vanishing point is 18 feet out on this side, with my vertical line going straight up. Okay. So we've got now this ground line that extends from either side of the true height line, but of course it's not the actual ground line of this room. We've got our horizon line, and then we've got the vanishing points on the left and right drawn. So now all we have to do is I'm going to use my long ruler and my vanishing points to create the ground and ceiling lines for this room. So I'm going to put my pencil at the right vanishing point, and I'm going to connect it to the very bottom of my true height line, and I'm going to extend it out. Now the end of this room is actually right here, so I don't have to go much farther than that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here from the ceiling up. So vanishing point to the top of that true height line. And I can cut these off right here. This is, like I said, the end of the room. Okay, and then I'm going to use a left vanishing point to create the walls on the right side. So again, I'm going to go for my left vanishing point. And you can see here I've got a really light line that connects that vanishing point down to the bottom of that true height line, but I'm actually, that line is imaginary. We're not going to keep it in the final because it doesn't indicate anything. But I'm pushing harder as I extend past the true height line on the right side. And so you can see here I've got my ground lines drawn and my ceiling lines. And all I have to do is connect back up here like this. So what I'm going to do now is, my hands are a little dirty, so I'm going to wash my hands. I'm also going to start erasing extra lines. So I'm going to erase this line. There's a really light line right there that I don't need. I'm going to erase this line, this line, this line, this line, that line, and there's a little extra here and here. And once those extra lines are gone, then this is ready to have a grid applied to it.